Now we are live.
Oh wow!
Now we are live.
Oh, leave it to a Giants fan.
Now we are live. Now we are live. So, welcome to it. Easy 3 Sport Production. And this is the 2024 NFL Kickoff Show. I'm here with my man Wes D, the crazy Eagle fan. How you doing, man?
I'm good, bro. What's going on? How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. We just gonna chop it up about these Giants, chop it up about these Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
We got a third member coming on. He's gonna come late, just as usual, man D-Lo. But let's get this started because I'm very curious about how do you feel about what happened last season? How do you feel about the ass whooping that the Giants gave y'all on the last game? How do you feel that y'all went 10-1 and then just slid and just completely off the map? How do you feel about losing to Baker Mayfield? The floor is yours, Westy.
If I remember, it went farther than you guys in the playoffs, or even made the playoffs. So let's leave that there. Losing to Baker Mayfield. First of all, Baker Mayfield is not trash. I keep telling everybody this. He's on a subpar team before. Now he got a team. He's actually a pretty good quarterback. But it's the play calling for the Philadelphia Eagles. It's the defensive calling, offensive calling. Like, it was very predictable last year. And again, I've been saying this for years. Our secondary has been trash since Brian Dawkins has not been in the back over there in the secondary, bro. We've been very subpar. Sometimes I don't even know how we made it that far last year. I said, I'm surprised we even made the playoffs and the record that we had. But other than that, it is what it is, you know.
Okay.
But besides you guys not making the playoffs, I think again for the back-to-back years,
we weren't going to make the playoffs from the very first game. All right, very first game we got blown out 40-0 by the Cowboys. We lost our best player in Andrew Thomas. Daniel Jones looked terrible. We were not going to the playoffs. That entire season got wrecked on the first game. Dealt with a bunch of injuries. It was just very. It just always happens. It just always happens.
And you paid that man that much money. And you paid that man that much money.
All right, so we can start it right there. That's not that you're saying that much money. Do you know where he ranks right now at getting paid?
Well, now I think he's at what, 5?
He's 16.
At a quarterback, or you talk about overall quarterback?
Yeah. No. I mean, just quarterbacks. He's 16.
When he broke the market first, he's the one that broke the market, and then everybody started. Yeah, when he had his contract, he broke the market.
When he got his contract, it was nobody else out there. That's when Geno Smith was there. That was when it wasn't a bunch of quarterbacks that was out there. And they gave him 40 million. That was the middle of the road. That was the middle of the road for that kind of quarterback. And you see, the very next year, what happened? He's ranked number 16. Jalen Hurts right now is getting paid $51 million. Did Jalen Hurts play like a $51 million quarterback last year?
Nope. Who's asking?
I'm asking you. Did Jalen Hurts play like a $50 million quarterback?
It wasn't his fault.
All right.
Wasn't his fault. I mean, he did. I mean, we got to the playoffs.
Yeah. That's it. Shout out to Big.
But it's not his fault. Like I said,
Big Task in the building. What's up, man?
Oh hell, I remember him from last year. He loved talking.
Yep.
But let's talk about it though. Like, he didn't play to the caliber like he should. But at the end of the day, like I said before, it's the play calling. Like, our season last year was very predictable. Like, it got to the point that everybody knew our plays. Like, when you start stacking guys in the box and you playing non-stop press coverage, everybody knows what's coming. You're doing tight end screen, receiver screen, bubble, whatever else. All we did was screenplays last year. So for him not playing like a $50 million quarterback, it's because they didn't open up the playbook. They didn't do. Once we lost Dallas Goedert, for like 4 to 5 games, our whole season went out the windows half the time. I'm like, without a tight end, we wasn't without anything. And I'm so mad we had Zach Ertz out there who wanted to come back and retire the Eagle. We wouldn't sign him. I was like, he knows the playbook. Like, let him come back for the season. Let him retire. No, we didn't do that. We have, I don't know who the guy was that we had trying to do whatever, but it is what it is.
Hey, I mean, but you've always said that you didn't like Nick Sirianni from the beginning. So I mean,
I don't. I still don't.
That's
I still don't.
understandable. That's understandable. And within the last 3 years, he's had 3 offensive coordinators, 3 defensive coordinators. So there's something going on there, and especially you can see it because even last year, even with Hurts, like you can see, as you were saying, they're not on the same page.
They're not. So, to come to find out, they got some turmoil going on between them, between Nick and Jalen Hurts. I haven't got much details on it, but I guess the organization as a whole is trying to amend that between the both of them. But Jalen Hurts is going through what he went through when he was in college. Different coach, different OCs, like nothing's ever consistent. At the end of the day, so it's like, can you really blame the quarterback for not being consistent? Same thing with Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield had a different coach every day in the league until he left to the Buccaneers. You know what I'm saying? Once he got consistent, he played like a better player. So you got to look at the head coach. Is he doing a good job as being the head coach and getting his people positions, or he's being people doing that good job for themselves that, hey, we want to take you away from him because, we go out and do something better for us. So at the end of the day, it's like it's a toss up. I still don't like Nick. I don't like his play calling. I think sometimes the stuff he does is kind of phony to me. But at the end of the day, he's been to the playoffs since he's been the head coach. He's been to the Super Bowl, which was a disaster for us. Which again came down to the play calling. Like, if you're a head coach and you see something that's not working, you got to take over, and he doesn't do that at all. So I don't know what's going to happen with Nick. I don't know if Nick is going to be in there for the long run.
I mean, if him and Hurts is going back and forth at it, he's not going to be there long because this is a players' league. You're always going to take the player's side over the coach. They can always get another coach. It's going to be hard to find another top-level quarterback. Now,
we should never got rid of Doug. Doug should have stayed. The owner picked Wentz over Doug, which is stupid. And then after that, we got rid of Wentz the following year. And I'm like, bro, what is we doing? We had Doug, would have been back another Super Bowl, bro. Like,
nah. I don't think that. Doug Peter, he is a good offensive coordinator, but I don't think y'all would have went to the Super Bowl. Like
you see what he did with the Jaguars? He's gonna be good this year. He's building them up. Okay, he's building them up this year.
Trevor Lawrence is legitimately the same as Daniel Jones, just a middle of the tier quarterback. The only difference, yes, go look at the stats. Go look at how he plays. They are literally the same. The only difference between Lawrence and Jones is that it's always hard to get labels off of you once you make it to the league, once you make it to, the NBA, NFL, whatever the case may be. It's always hard to get a label taken off of you. And look who's here. My man D-Lo. What's up?
What's up, fellas? Sorry about the delay.
You good, man. You good.
You know what I mean? Walk into a better situation. So I'm here.
So what I was explaining to him, wait, hold on. The only difference between Trevor Lawrence and Daniel Jones is the fact that when Trevor Lawrence came into the league, he was deemed the golden child. He was labeled as he's going to be the next quarterback of the future. Daniel Jones, everybody hated the pick. So anytime they get a chance, they're going to trash Daniel Jones. Now, he definitely does deserve it because he's not playing well at all. But you're going to tell me that looking at Daniel Jones and looking at Trevor Lawrence deserves to be the highest paid quarterback in the league?
No. But at the end of the day, who would you pick better? Would you pick Daniel Jones or Terry Lawrence right now?
They're
No.
the same player.
But who would you pick better though? Who would you pick in the last 3 seasons? If you could switch quarterbacks, would you switch quarterbacks to Trevor Lawrence or you keep Daniel Jones?
They're literally the same. That's what I'm saying.
If
I take Trevor Lawrence, they're going to do the same. They have the same stats. They legitimately have the exact same stats. And Trevor Lawrence is actually in a better situation than Daniel Jones was for the last 3 years. So I'm not saying that Daniel Jones is the best quarterback here, but what I'm saying is that we're not going to put Trevor Lawrence up there. Is Trevor Lawrence as bad as Daniel Jones, or is Daniel Jones as good as Trevor Lawrence? That's what I'm saying. They're just middle of the tier. Yeah, like they're just middle of the tier. You can just choose any one of them, and your team is going to be the exact same. Now, does Trevor Lawrence have a higher ceiling? Maybe, yes, because he's younger, and like you said, the talent is still there. But as production on the field, they're literally the same. We just jumped into a random conversation, so it ain't nothing about anything.
Seems like it.
Yes. All right. But
hold on.
Okay.
And the what's count? When did okay, so we got 23, 22, 21. When did Daniel Jones get hurt? Last year? He got hurt last year?
Got hurt last year.
Okay, so you're not gonna count last year. So 22 completion rate, Daniel Jones has better, but Trevor Lawrence had more passing yards and more touchdowns and less interceptions. And then 21.
Statistician over here.
21 better. Yeah, Daniel Jones had a better passing completion. Trevor Lawrence had no passing yards, still more touchdowns, and less interceptions.
And are we talking about? Are you actually looking at the games that they played?
Not looking at the games. It's just stats right now. There's numbers. We go based off numbers.
But that's what I'm saying. Looking at the games, you look at them. I swear they make the same exact mistakes. Trevor Lawrence is not.
But if you're looking at,
John, do you think that that Daniel Jones could have done what Trevor Lawrence did in the playoffs last year? From the get back, obviously the turnover part, I believe he could have done, but the get back, the comeback, do you think he could have done that part?
The comeback.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about the
Chargers? Chargers.
Oh, well.
Playoff game.
Oh yeah, the playoff game with the Chargers.
Could he have come back? Yes.
Yeah. The Chargers made a hell of a lot of mistakes, but yeah, I do believe it because he literally just did it last year against the Cardinals.
The Cardinals last year, really, the Cardinals.
Listen. I am not. I need this to be understood. I am not saying that Daniel Jones is on this top tier or anything like that. What I'm saying is that Daniel Jones and Trevor Lawrence, they are literally the same. If they're not, it's slightly higher, slightly lower, whatever. But we was talking about the contracts, and this is how we got onto Trevor Lawrence, because he was talking about Daniel Jones getting paid top tier money. What he's getting paid is not top tier money. What Trevor Lawrence is getting paid is top tier money because he's the number 1 or number 2 highest paid in the league, and literally he's playing like Daniel Jones. That's what I'm saying.
Across all sports, that contract stuff, the top paid, that's the most overblown conversation, or one of the most overblown conversations. It's not about who's the best. It's whose turn is next. It's whose turn is it? It's not, are you the best player? It's whose turn is it? It's a carousel, and everyone gets paid when their turn comes at specific positions. And the quarterback position, you get paid when it's your turn. Now, whether or not you get paid the market value or you get paid the top of the market, that's really told them how good you are. But everyone's overpaid. Everyone's overpaid until they're not. Because then the next year, you'll have the next ones that come up to bat. When they're turning to get paid, now they're overpaid until they're not. And it continues on down the line. So Daniel Jones is not overpaid, and neither is Trevor Lawrence, because when the next man comes up the line and the cap raises again and they're able to get more per year, they're going to get that per year. So it's not really a who's the better player. It's his turn. He's getting paid. That's the way it works. It's going to be the same exact way year over year.
They might as well just give Jalen Hurts $100 million so he could take out 50% of the cap and then be good with it. But so
if he's not, well, he already got his. But
all right, so we're gonna get back on track. I'm coming to you, Wes. So Eagles off season. What do you think about it? What are you doing? What they doing over there?
Ski Mask Howie. They either should do a documentary on Howie, or Howie should teach a class, because the moves that we made on the off season and the draft, it's like either they're handing us a playoff run this year. Cause I'm not gonna say Super Bowl, because any given Sunday anything can happen. But the things that Howie did and things that we accomplished this off season has been amazing. With contract signing, free agency, draft. I'm happy as an Eagles fan. I'm extremely happy. We actually got a secondary this year, so we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Finally, we finally have a decent secondary, rookies, some vets, and all that good stuff. So we'll see what's gonna happen this year. I'm excited. We lost some key pieces though that I hope that we would have kept. But we'll see what happens with this new line. It's younger, it's faster on the defensive side. Kelsey retiring at center, I'm a little worried about that. It's a center position.
That's big. That's big.
That's definitely big for us. I don't know. They trying to come back for 1 year. They was really trying I think they was gonna give him like a crazy 1 year contract for him to play one more year.
Yeah, nah.
But he's just done, with it. But it's offensive side. We're still good. We're a little bit younger, but you can't place a Kelsey brother in the middle of that in that center position. Our free wide receiver core, crazy. I don't care what nobody says. One of the top 3 receiving core of the league this year. A running back core is also good. Saquon. Hate to take it for you guys, but I think Saquon's going to do good things for us, especially being the kind of back he is. I do have some worries about him as well. See how you guys use them as a Giant. I wonder how they're going to use them as an Eagle, because they got different philosophies, different concepts for running backs. So we let go of Swift, which was crazy. Boston Scott's gone, so kept Gainwell. I don't know why they like Gainwell so much. I like his game, but he's not the same as everybody else was that I just mentioned. And we'll see how it goes. I'm excited for it. Ski Man's Howie has done everything, especially getting Dotson from the Washington team, whatever you want to call them nowadays. It's been a crazy good all season for us.
All right, D. So what you thinking about our Giants?
I mean, personally, the Saquon thing I don't think is as big a deal as has been made out to be, off the strength of we weren't really getting much done with him anyway. It's not like we were 30th in running, so it's not like we were really making big strides there. Obviously, we've heard thousands of times him behind the line that we had, so on and so forth. So personally, I just don't think that it's as big of a loss, because we're nowhere near ready to do anything like that with his position anyway. So it's kind of just like, it is what it is. I think it's a bigger loss, McKinley. I think that's going to hurt a lot more in the secondary. What is he, 25 now, or about to be 25, I think, at this point. Ascending, obviously, you want to add pieces on defense, kind of shore up that secondary. So tough to see him go. I do like some of the moves that came in. Burns kind of being out there to kind of help out. Obviously, you want to have a strong edge. And to be able to peel him away, the price is okay, but I think that's moving in the right direction. Kind of pair him out there with Kayvon and kind of see how things work. Obviously, Dex is going to continue to do what he does. So I think those pieces are going to help, or I think his addition will help probably to be the highlight of that class. And then Malik, I saw a funny meme, and I think it makes the most sense. Is he's a Porsche, but he's got like a really crappy garage, and it's just like he's a Porsche, but then like what else do you have? Like I don't really know how it's gonna look out there with the pieces that we don't have. And I think year over year, I've pretty much held the same position on Daniel Jones. Haven't been a fan since day one. I'm not a fan. I don't care about people sitting there saying, well, if you put this person in this position and you didn't have this and you didn't have that, and what's his face talking about Pat Mahomes could have done better behind that line. Yes, the hell he could have. Yes, he could have, because he's Pat Mahomes. Yes, he could have. But it's one of those things where it's just like, whatever. Daniel Jones is what it is. He's just going to sit there. Whenever he goes out again and he's done, then I'll come back with a positive outlook on the offseason. But to me, every offseason is negative until Daniel Jones is no longer under center. I don't care about everyone's statistics this and he's okay there. And so it's kind of just like same old story. Preseason game came out there and did exactly what I expect him to do. He is who we thought he was. He always is. So nothing new there. But we shall see. That's why they play the games.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, when it comes to Daniel Jones, he's a mid-tier quarterback. Mid-tier, below average. You get a game, or 2 games where he's hot, like the Cardinals game, and then you'll get another game, 4 games when he's down. And he's looking like how he did with the Seahawks or the Cowboys. So, I mean, it's an up and down thing. The offseason moves, though, for the Giants in particular, I like. We went out there and we went to go get some offensive linemen. So try to shore up that line, shore up the line as much as possible. The Brian Burns trade, that was really good because, as I agree with you, losing McKinley was definitely a big blow. And now, as you can see, the secondary is the weakest part of that defense. They just signed Dory Jackson off the street. Like, he wasn't getting no looks. You had to bring somebody else back, so it's an issue.
Desperate times.
Yeah.
Desperate matches.
So they heavily invested into the front seven. Front seven is going to have to get to the quarterback, bar none, because the secondary is going to get toasted.
Back there.
Yeah, it's going to get toasted. But the offseason, pretty good. I mean, I feel pretty good about it. Now, for the Eagles, I got a bunch of guys right here that y'all just went out here and rambled them off real quick. CJ Gardner-Johnson, y'all got him back. Y'all got Bryce Huff from the Jets. You got Saquon from us. You got Devin White. You got Jahan Dotson, and y'all lost Kelsey and you lost Cox. So those losses are really big losses. I don't know if y'all are really going to feel the effect of those losses. The guys that y'all picked up, CJ Gardner, he's going to do good. Huff's going to do good. Saquon, as I said, we're going to talk about him later, but I text you soon as y'all got him. I said, do not expect like Saquon, like how everybody's hyping him up, because me and he said this 3 years ago. He's like, his name is bigger than the production that he's bringing on the field, because he's not. His name is bigger than the production that he was putting on.
Yeah, but that's so unfair because the Giants gave him absolutely, positively nothing to work with. So I can't get on board with that. To me, it is closer to the Christian McCaffrey than it is anything else. It's closer to that in terms of I've had nothing and I've been the guy, and it's either stop me or game's over. And so now that you can't just focus on me, I think it opens and changes life for him a little bit. So to poo-poo him, it's like, Giants ain't do nothing to help him.
No. I'm not poo-pooing him. I'm saying temper the expectations, because what Eagle fans is thinking that they're going to get is a 1,300-yard, 10-touchdown, like a 50 reception.
No, it opens up the game. It opens up the air game. It opens up the air game for all of those. That's what it opens up. And it changes where you can't load the – like, that's what it changes.
He's gonna be a 1,000-yard rusher this year, hands down. 1,000 yards, you're hitting it. He's hitting 1,000 yards, right? We have a good offensive line. Only thing, like I said, worrying about is the center now. I forget his name right now. Forgive me, but he's not a Kelsey. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna pull like Kelsey. He's not gonna command like Kelsey. Whatever else. But Saquon's in a different environment. He's like D'Lo said, McCaffrey situation. Put him on a different team. He's a whole different person, healthier, running, happy. Whatever else. Saquon is actually, when he came into the building, he was happy. It's a different atmosphere. I know we'll talk about the Hard Knocks things later, but, that's also going to fuel him. On top of that, like, you guys didn't want me. You guys didn't do what we needed to be done. And after that, he wanted to be a forever Giant, too, at the end of the day. But you guys
It was not an accident that he chose the Eagles. It was not an accident. He knew exactly what he was doing. He's like, well, I got something for you. I got something for you.
I'm going to go somewhere. I'm going to be respected. I'm going to be treated like I want to. They're going to take care of me. I'm going to take care of them.
But not just somewhere in the division.
Like,
go out there and make sure y'all understand. You're going to have to see this.
And I think it was the owner or whatever else. He said, I'm going to be very upset if we lose Saquon
Yeah.
to a divisional rival, especially the Eagles. And guess what happened? He got above the market price that he was asking for, and he's there, right? Came in as soon as he got signed. There the next day, paperwork done, training camp, everything's good. He's probably not gonna really like start like that as of right now. He's probably gonna be like the second person they use until he gets really into everything. But Saquon's gonna be a 1,000-yard rusher this year.
I'll tell you. I was gonna save this for later, but I can make a prediction right now.
Okay.
I can make a prediction for y'all right now. 99.7% sure on this one. Saquon Barkley.
0.7?
Yeah, 0.7. I know. Saquon Barkley will not have as good a stats as Miles Sanders did 2 years ago. I'm telling you.
What are you putting that on? Are you giving a lot of the credit to Kelsey?
No. It's multiple factors. The offensive line is great. Their offensive line is great, but it's a certain kind of runner that's going to flourish in that kind of line. I will go ahead and explain it by the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys, their line has been good for decades. The kind of runner that has always succeeded in that kind of style was a straight downhill runner. DeMarco Murray, Marion Barber, Zeke. Now, Zeke looked washed towards the end because he had a very far fall. They thought Tony Pollard was the guy. One cut back. Tony Pollard runs the same style, kind of like Saquon. Not as good as Saquon. I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying Miles Sanders is better than Saquon. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that
you said 2 years ago. You said 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, I've already got the stats right here. He had 259 carries, 1,269 yards, and 11 touchdowns. Saquon will not.
He can't do that. He can't do that.
No.
I'll take the over.
Huh?
I'll take the over.
You'll take the over on that? All right.
Mm-hmm.
It's Saquon.
I think you're overlooking the fact that it's not even just the fact that he changed places. He is out for blood, and they want him to get it. The guys around him want him to get that. There's no ego.
Yards rusher.
Okay, so let me ask you. Okay, so then
that's too many carries.
Very simple
He's
question.
He's gonna have less carries with more yardage.
Okay, he is.
Yeah.
Very simple question. How many games is he playing this year? How many games is he gonna play this year?
14.
He's gonna play all of them. He's gonna play all of them.
He's gonna
play all of them.
He's gonna play all of them?
14.
14.
Missing 3 games.
He's missing 3
2
games.
2 maintenance games.
14. So you're saying he's saying all of them. He's damn sure not playing all of them. I can tell you
He's
that.
not gonna
Right
play all of them.
He just got hurt in training camp, didn't he? And he had to sit out and get massaged and everything because he had to miss the rest of practice.
Yeah, of course. I mean, but think about it. You don't need to. You're not gonna use your. You're not gonna use your main guy throughout the whole practice. I mean, he's gonna be. They take care of him, man. He gonna be nicked up.
I'm not saying anything about it.
How many 100-yard rushing games does he have in him?
We weren't winning with Saquon.
How many 100-yard rushing games he having? Let me see.
Yeah. How many 100-yard rushing games does he have in him this season?
What? Oh,
4. That's 4.
How many he's gonna have this season?
How many 100-yard rushing games does he have in him this season?
I'm gonna say 7. I'm gonna say 8.
I'm gonna go with like 6. I'm gonna go with 6.
So 6 to 800 out of 6 to 8 games. And you trying to tell me he can't string together a couple more games where he hits that 80-90 mark, right? Just off of sheer the impact that the line's going to be able to have. He's playing behind a line that he hasn't had. He's not had that before.
I understand.
He's not going to be Penn State, but he ain't going to be what you're talking about.
Right.
But I'm looking at our schedule this year.
I'm saying, as I said, he's not going to have those stats. That's all I'm saying.
Buccaneers. We got a bye week 5.
And to be honest with you, I honestly hope we go for like 150 yards a game and y'all lose every single game. Like I hope the Eagles lose every single game, but I hope he kills in every single game. Like I hope he just goes
Lose
bonkers.
every game is crazy.
Like every time he goes for 150, I hope y'all lose by like 3 scores. But I really and truly hope that he goes bonkers, dog. And I
Did
hope
you
when he
pick him
plays the Giants, I hope he have like 350.
fantasy? That's why
Just
you're
some
saying.
crazy madness, huh?
The Eagles
Did
have
you pick
not
him
lost that
fantasy? That's
bad
why
in
you're saying.
years.
That's why.
Pure hate. Pure hate. Nah, I just feel like they did the boy dirty. So I feel like they gotta pay for that.
What were you about to say, Wes?
What
What you
else
about
did
to
I
say?
say? I said we have like somewhat of a tough schedule. Some games gonna be up in the toss up, especially the first few games. Everybody I'm looking at on our schedule got like a new team almost. Like Green
We'll
Bay
go
got a
through.
good team.
We'll go through the whole schedule with everybody to see what
Okay.
the predictions are. So you was just telling me, you know, uh, you was into the Giants hard knocks, man. So what's
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
what's your
yeah.
on that?
I shout out to TikTok because I wasn't gonna watch out Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks has been terrible lately. Because the teams that we want to watch are not there. But the Giants TikTok with the Hard Knocks got me very in tune, especially with the whole Saquon thing going on. And that one clip that went viral when the GM was talking crazy. And that's when I started tuning in. I watched from the start to the finish. And I'm like, I said this before. I think your GM either, if y'all no good this year or whatever doesn't happen, I think the GM is either going to be fired or on eggshells this year. Just because the moves he makes, I see what he's trying to do from a prediction and mathematical standpoint, which is cool. But your organization has not been good in the last, let's say, 5 years. Like you need to win now. Like things need to happen now. But the whole Hard Knocks thing, I can tell the coach didn't like him. The head coach don't like him because the moves he was making. You got the defensive coordinator. He was worried about the defense, which is great because the defense won games half the time. But at the end of the day, you need firepower on your offense. You ignored the offense and hoping to get people out of the draft in free agency, but you still didn't make those proper moves for the offense to thrive. But you're working on the defense. So I was like, bro, you gotta score to win too at the end of the day. But your Hard Knock series is very interesting. The moves that happen, the philosophy and thought process of the GM is crazy. And it was just like, I really want to, like, I might have to watch a few Giants games this year, for research purposes as well. But just to see how the atmosphere of the Giants football is going to go this year. And to see how everything plays out. Watching Hard Knocks and see how things going on and transpire, it's going to be crazy. And when the Eagles and Giants play each other, that's going to be must-see TV. That's going to be must. Those two games alone for ratings, people don't like the Giants, people don't like the Eagles. Regardless, them two games, week 7 and week 18, them numbers are going to be off the charts. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen. But Hard Knocks, Giants edition, it was very interesting. Got to see what the GM was thinking about and doing, tapping in. You could see there's a little dysfunction within the Giants organization right now. It shows it. Everybody's on eggshells, like what's going on, what's happening. It's kind of like Philadelphia Sixers trust the process. Nobody's trusting that process. That process doesn't make sense to nobody.
All right. So D, man, what's your opinion on it?
First of week 18 is not going to be anything worth watching because the Giants are going to be completely done by that particular point, playing for absolutely nothing and tanking to try to make sure they get the draft positioning that they need. So I don't believe that week 18 is going to be anything, but I do think week 7 will be something to watch, assuming everybody's healthy, which we'll see. At any rate, it was great. Look behind the scenes, obviously, to be able to see how things work. Again, that's part of why I was Team Saquon in terms of like trying to make sure that that's how you're gonna do them. Like again, we already knew how it was from what you were hearing from the media and so on and so forth, but to kind of get that all access look as far as the conversations and how it was, and you could just tell when he was speaking to Shane was talking to Saquon on the phone, you could just kind of tell he was kind of just like, oh, I bet. Like just listening to the way he was answering, just like, okay, yeah, okay, cool. Nah, yeah. All right, cool, whatever. You check her out. Yeah, all right, cool. It was kind of that type of vibe that I got from him talking on the phone. So you just kind of knew what was coming. and in good faith, make sure you give us a chance to match. He wasn't giving you no chance to match because y'all should have signed him when he had the opportunity. He wasn't doing that. That's why he went with Philly again. He could have had other options to go other places. He wanted to make sure, say less. Watch this, and I'm coming for y'all specifically, and I want y'all to make sure y'all understand you're gonna have to see me, and you're gonna have to see everything that I'm doing. So I just love that aspect of being able to see it. Obviously, the draft room, that's cool. Um, really liked, a couple of the receivers that they were kind of looking after throughout the process. But I'm really happy with Neighbors as the pick as well. So
That's
it
a,
should
that
be
was a
it
good
should be
steal.
it
That was
should
a
be
good
really
steal.
something. Yeah, it was again that was nice. Something to be happy about, but at the same time, we'll see how
They still
that
got
how that plays out. Just stay healthy, young fella. That's all I can say there. But yeah,
And
no,
then yeah,
again, great
and,
insight. Great
and yeah,
insight.
and yeah,
yeah,
drafted another quarterback, right? Too as well, right?
Now we
so
signed Drew.
yeah, they only signed Drew Lock.
Drew just signed Drew. Yeah,
Oh, Drew Lock about
Yeah.
to be a starter. No
Drew
doubt
Lock's
about it.
injured. Drew Lock's injured.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all screwed. Y'all screwed.
Were
Y'all
we
screwed.
ever not screwed? We got
Yes,
Daniel Jones
yes,
under
Hey,
yes,
center.
look,
yes,
We were always
yes,
screwed.
yes,
Only John thinks that we
screwed.
have a chance with DJ
Yes,
under center.
y'all screwed.
That's
And then,
that's his team.
like I said
I just
before,
need,
That's his team.
I just need him to just be the mediocre quarterback that he's been. That's all.
with me, he gonna get hurt. I think he was hurt too. Like he wasn't throwing the ball right. He couldn't move. It was like, yeah, y'all cooked. And I think, like I said before, I think it was the owner. I think it was the owner saying, "I would be very devastated if we went to a divisional rival, especially the
Yeah,
Eagles."
because it was gonna be,
And
it was gonna be, it
he
was
went
gonna be a
there
low.
the next episode. I said, "Yeah, y'all is cooked, bro. Like y'all
Man,
did him dirty. He wanted to
I
be a
mean,
forever.
bro,
He wanted to be a forever giant. He wasn't asking for that much. He just wanted to get paid to make sure he was straight, which like anybody want to do in the league.
but
Like,
all of this,
but
but all of this, we seen this was gonna happen after last year. Like after
Absolutely.
last year, and they couldn't come to an agreement, and he was tagged. We knew Saquon was gonna walk out the door. Well, if the other Giant fans didn't know, like I damn sure knew, he had the one foot out the door. And like you said, when he was talking to him on the phone, he's like, "Yeah, all right, yeah," like he was gone.
y'all
Like
was gonna
you
tag him
knew,
again. Y'all was gonna tag him again.
nah,
Y'all was gonna
he wasn't
tag
gonna
him.
No, he
tag him.
said he
He
wasn't
wasn't
gonna do
gonna tag
that.
him. Yeah, like it
He
made no sense. It made no
he
sense
thought
to
about
tag.
it though.
It made no sense to tag him because like why would you have tagged him? For what
I think
reason?
it's gonna. I think it was gonna tag him and trade him. I think it was a tag and trade, like
No,
tag him and then
no,
trade him. But
because they could have traded. Because if it was anything coming in, they would have traded him last year. No offers were coming in because everybody knows he's going to be on the market next year. So there's no reason for Buffalo or somebody to trade
To
for him.
give something up.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, but the overall offseason Hard Knocks, that was good. I did like the
yeah,
insight. Yeah, like I did really did like the insight on like to see how they actually scouted and how they
Yeah.
brought the guys in and stuff like that. The questions they was asking, how everything was going down, how long it took them to make, that trade with Brian Burns. And like the negotiation going back and forth, that was really good to it. But yeah, the Saquon situation, there was nothing that actually like surprised me because he was gone. And I don't have no ill will because he was a free agent. When you're a free
I
agent, you get to go wherever you want. He was
yeah, but
going.
I was shocked though because Giants. I ain't gonna hold you. You take care of your team. You take care of your players, and that's just the organization in general, not just like a GM thing, but organization. You take care of your players. That's one thing I say about the Giants. When it comes
But
down
that,
to
but
your
that's
athletes, you
that's
take care of them.
also,
With
but
this
that's
right here,
also, but that's
ooh,
also been the detriment of the Giants as yeah, at some point. Like John Mara stuck his nose in with a lot of contracts back in the past. That's why Eli was, when he retired, Eli Manning was the highest paid player to ever play the game when he retired. Like we gave him that big contract when you knew that he was on his last leg. So he does a lot of emotional decisions. What I did like about what Shane was doing is he has a vision and he's gonna go through that vision regardless of if people didn't like the moves that he did, if you're getting rid of fan favorites, he's gonna go through with his vision. Now my only thing is John Mara going to sit around and let the vision come to fruition, or is he just gonna have a happy trigger and fire him?
Happy trigger.
I mean, that's what you want, but we've literally been through this with the Knicks. Like James Dolan just firing people, not letting them go. But now when you let somebody actually do their plan out, now you actually see what's going on.
But does it make sense? What doesn't
make? So you're talking about the Saquon situation. What doesn't make sense?
I'm not talking about Saquon at this point. We already Saquon is a done. The moves that we go based off of Hard Knocks, right? The moves that he made, and as I mentioned this earlier, like he cared more about the defense. Defense is win games, but when you come on the offensive side, you didn't do anything to help your team ultimately win. Like you got some offensive guards, and
you got some offensive linemen, and you got some running backs. You went and you drafted a wide receiver, a number one wide receiver,
and you have no quarterback. I didn't know Drew Lock was hurt. I didn't know Drew Lock was hurt.
This is not fantasy football. See, this is where people get everything mixed up.
I'm not talking about fantasy. I'm talking about if I'm a coach, right? If I'm taking like offensive power, right? You did not help me enough to help me win. Like I have an injury QB that we paid at the time for his market value. It was crazy. It was crazy money. We signed I think Drew Luck is better than Daniel Jones, but now he's hurt. So after that, you have a nice rookie receiver coming in with no QB. You have decent running backs with a subpar line. Like you guys didn't do nothing on the offensive side to help you guys win. Defensively, you guys make some great moves, what makes sense. But at the end of the day, if it's trusting the process, I'm like, we need to score to win, and we have nothing on the defensive side that's gonna make me think on a weekly basis that we have a winning chance.
But that's more so because of the quarterback, right?
Not the quarterback. It's just like the overall play. Like I can tell you as a coach, if you're my GM, I can tell you as a coach, like, hey, I need this, that, and the third. Looking at this person, da 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 da. If you don't make those proper moves for me, I can't go out there and find you. Like you're in charge of the money, you're in charge of whatever happens. You gotta make things work with the players that I need and players that we can get. And you didn't make those moves. Then whose fault is that? There was a guard and a tackle. I think you got the tackle. You paid the tackle, but couldn't get the guard because y'all wanted to do something on defense.
They got him and they got running. But my thing is this: you're saying that they didn't make no moves for the offense to upgrade the offense. They literally went out there and upgraded the offensive line and got a number one receiver.
Yes, you got number one receiver in the draft. You got the number one receiver in the draft, right? That's cool. Mm-hmm. That's fine. You got a young guy, rookie contract. You don't got to worry about it for the next 2 to 3 years. Cool. You got a subpar offensive line. Subpar. Not great. Not good. Subpar. Right?
I will take that. We have been number 30th and 31 in the thing. If we're subpar, then that's damn good right now. 30th? If we're 15th or 16th, that is exceptional.
I don't know how you're doing it, but it's subpar.
I'll take subpar as long as we ain't bad.
Yeah, but it's still not. It's not.
As long as this offensive line knows how to pick up a stunt that Dallas has been running for the past 10 years on us, as long as they know how to pick up the stunt,
the Cowboys are gonna crush out too.
They always crush us. Like we can't beat them for nothing. Y'all are a better team, and we'll split with y'all every fucking time.
That's just the curse. I don't understand it. I just like you're gonna split the Giants. Well, you know that it happens every year for some odd reason.
So D, do you have anything to add on to what this man over here is saying?
No, because I don't necessarily completely disagree. Mm-hmm. In spots, I understand where you're coming from. Again, the moves that were made, they're all trajectory based. They're all incremental movements. As a fan, I'm tired of the incremental movements. I'm tired of looking around and I look at a Houston and I'm kind of just like, yo, why we can't get none of that action? Or I look around and I'm kind of just like, yo, why don't we get a Mahomes just fall into our laps? It's like all of a sudden, oh yeah, by the way, he's good. oh, really? How good is he? Oh, the greatest of all time, good, or at least in the conversation. Like I'm kind of just like, where is that for us? And again, I've been saying it for the longest time. In terms of New York sports, period, outside of the Yankees, who just paid for it, every New York team just seems to have that. Why is no New York team just falls into our laps? Or all of a sudden, we're just amazing out of left field. But then a
Well, the
random spot gets an
Knicks.
opportunity like that. And I'm just like, yo, like, huh?
Well, the Knicks.
The Knicks, how long did that take? How old are you? How long did it take for you to get here? And we ain't even win
Years.
nothing yet.
It took
We just
50
look
years.
like we could be. We look like we
Everybody
could
got
be
hurt.
a couple
Everybody
years
got hurt.
back with Melo and them too. They look like they could be. They had that one year when they lost it, but like so my thing is just like year over year, regardless of the New York sports team, minus the Yankees because they paid for it. But as of the last couple of years, the Yankees been trash too when it matters most. It's
Hey,
kind of just like
we're good
every
this year, child.
year, can we get something positive? And so I feel the same way with the Giants this year. Where it's kind of just like I just want something to be like, all right, here we go. So incremental movements. I understand Rome wasn't built in a day. I understand that. However, I'm kind of tired of being on this treadmill. Like, come on, dog. Like, I'd rather be the potato skins right now. Like Jaden Daniels look like. I like. Give me that. That looks like a nice move. Can I get something like that? Is that okay? No.
Here's your quarterback. See, you got
That's where
Tommy
the
DeVito.
treadmill is because we're stuck with the quarterback. So that's
Tommy
why.
DeVito.
Oh my God. That's why.
Daniel Jones.
You know,
Luck.
a neighbor
Who's these guys?
like us drafting neighbors. We're happy. We know that he's going to be, one of the best wide receivers. But it's because we have the quarterback. We're like, is it going to be like Andre
Respectfully,
Johnson?
when I saw neighbors, it can only get me so excited because I see OBJ all over again. We're just like, oh, he might be something there. But if it's not the right person throwing him the ball, he has no one to throw him the ball. Sure, it looks good till he goes somewhere else. He'd be like, see, he is that guy. But
Have you looked at your
I feel
roster
OBJ is something.
lately?
So what happened?
Have you looked at your roster lately? Like, this roster is poop. Besides the defensive side, your offense is. I'm not even looking at the line. I'm just talking about the special personnel. Yeah, Tommy. I like Tommy though. I ain't gonna. He brings that pizzazz, man. Tommy's the start, man. Tommy's gonna help y'all win.
Yeah, Tommy DeVito sounds good to you because now that's even an easier win. That's why.
You got Daniel Jones, Drew Luck. I don't know who Eric Gray is. You have Devontae Miller.
Man's name is Locke, goddammit.
Oh, yeah.
Man's name is Locke. You keep calling him Luck. I'll
Luck,
take Andrew Luck, but he ain't coming nowhere no time soon.
Your best running back right now is Singletary, which I like. I think that's a good lot. And then you have a Tracy Jones. I don't know who that junior. I don't know who that is.
He got injured.
Yeah, you have no tight end. You have unknown tight ends.
The running backs is going to be running back by committee. The wide receivers, now since you actually have a number one that puts everybody down to where they're actually supposed to be. There was no reason Darius Slayton should have been out. Darius Slayton's been our number one receiver for the past 3 years. That should tell you right there.
Not worth that.
Exactly.
Because y'all don't
that Wendell Robinson experiment, that's a bust.
Yeah, Wandell.
He's a nice player, but he's not that.
I wasn't three. I was expecting him to be like a slot guy, like what he is.
Which is what he is, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not looking like you're not gonna have multiple, wide receivers all across the board where they're just weapons upon weapons unless you're trading for it. I mean,
unless you're the Eagles.
I just said unless you're trading for it.
You traded for him.
Literally, yeah. Like I said,
draft one, trade for the rest. That's usually how it works when they cheat. Yeah, draft one, trade for the rest.
Well, the problem is also too where everything goes right back to Daniel Jones. Because who wants to actually be traded to a situation like that? That's where the
first of all, y'all trying to trade. Y'all going to trade Daniel Jones. Nobody's taking that contract either.
No. I'm not saying to trade Daniel Jones. What I'm saying is,
they was trying to.
If a wide receiver was to say, "Hey, I want out of here," and where, like, are you going to be like, you know what? I want to go play with Daniel Jones.
Oh, nobody's saying that.
All right then.
Nobody's coming. Nobody's coming to. Nobody's like, I want to go to the Giants. Nobody's ever said that.
Brian Burns.
He didn't want to go there either.
Brian Burns was traded for the bag.
I know.
But
Yeah,
the
he
difference
traded for
between
that.
traded and free agent is huge. Being traded, you don't really have but so much say unless you're in like Brandon Ayuk situation where you can just say I'm not going to re-up. But if you're not in
Yeah,
that situation, traded don't mean nothing. It's where you going to sign. Like if you
sign
sign outright
free.
free agency wise, different conversation. Traded don't mean nothing. You didn't
Yeah,
get to say you didn't get to choose where you
y'all
go.
had to give that man a contract, bro. Y'all had no choice.
Who?
The Giants had no choice to give that man a contract.
Give who a contract?
The Burns.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, because we
Yeah,
pay,
but that's a no-brainer to give him the contract though.
because we're not the Jets. That's why. That's we're not the Jets.
Kim, Kim,
We're not
Kim.
gonna trade. We're not gonna trade for somebody and then not give them a contract.
Be
Then
like, oh
expect
yeah,
them
by
to
the
come
way,
and
we need to
play.
see what you do for us. You did it over there, but let's make sure you can do it
It's
for us.
it's okay.
Even though
He's
we
about to come
hate
back.
somebody,
He's about to come back to the Eagles. Watch, it's gonna happen.
it's not
That
happening
would
there.
that would be some Howie Roseman. That would be some Howie.
Now
Ski
Howie.
that
mask,
that would be
ski
epic.
mask, Howie, bro. I'm telling you, if it happens, I know he's gonna get
So
investigated. We need a series on Howie, bro. Howie's the man. If
man,
it happens, listen to me now. If it happens, I said it first. Can we Hassan Reddick will be back as an Eagle
well
by the second game.
let's say this. Well, Howie Roseman needs to step in to find out what's going on with Hurts and Sirianni because clearly those two ain't seeing eye to eye.
Sirianni's out of here, bro. I'm
So,
telling you, bro.
so
Sirianni's about to be gone.
I'm gonna start off with D because it got a little bit of your hatred for old rock paper scissors a little earlier, Wes. So D, so what are you thinking about this Hurts and Sirianni situation? It showed its ugly head last year, but yeah, this year it ain't looking too well going in.
I think you follow the money, and one got paid and one did not. So I think it's really simple to connect the dots as far as what's going on. Obviously, the way the season ended last year, I don't know that I necessarily agree with the fact that they didn't play in any preseason games. I kind of feel like the starters didn't play in any preseason games. I kind of feel like you should have at least got something going just to kind of get that taste out of your mouth of last year and kind of get yourself at least playing together. Try to get something positive going. So I don't know if that was the right decision and how much of him being able to make the decision was Sirianni anyway. But I don't know. I agree with that portion. So I just think overall, if he makes it past week 5, I'd be shocked. I don't think he's going to last very long because I think it's going to be a short leash just in terms of we have these weapons, we have this window, and Dallas is going to start off, I think, relatively strong. And so I think they're going to be kind of paying attention to what's happening in the division and trying to make sure you don't lose the division and kind of get out of hand too early. So I think the situation between the two of them, I'm not overly shocked by it, and kind of listening to some of the pundits talk about it. I kind of see the writing on the wall. So I just think Sirianni's days are numbered, and I think the bigger question is to find out about Hurts, which Hurts is the real one. Like, will the real Hurts stand up? Was it from 2 years ago, the Super Bowl appearance, and that guy who was outstanding, or is it every other year of his career where it's just like I guess he's okay. I guess well, so which one is the real guy? And I think the way he plays obviously could help or hurt Sirianni's job, but I don't see Sirianni making it past week 5.
Week 5, wow,
That's the bye week. So it's over after the bye week, he gone.
that's bold.
He's not gonna make it past week 5.
Jeez.
That would mean that the Eagles have to start like 1-3 for that to happen. Start
Don't even
winning.
think it has to be that bad. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously 3-1 or 4-0, obviously, which is both very unlikely. But
Oh yeah.
I think it's a
Our
vibes check. I think it's a vibes check
schedule.
because if they go 2-2, but the two that they lose, everything is implosive and it's send wrong vibes. Started early because we've seen that the Eagles will let go of somebody midseason, whereas the Cowboys, I think that in their situation, McCarthy will be there all year round because nothing in the regular season matters for McCarthy because ultimately they can go 13-4, they can go 9. Like it doesn't matter. Like we really care about the playoffs with them anyway. So I kind of feel like it's a different situation there. But when it comes down to Sirianni, like if it starts going bad from early, and I mean a vibes thing, not so much a wins or losses, but a vibes thing. If he starts getting up there and making silly calls, or not calls, but statements and stuff like that in the media and so on and so forth, and you can just see that they button heads. I think they're going to cut their losses early sooner rather than later instead of letting this drag out. Now you get down to week 11, week 12, and now you're fighting for your lives, and you really didn't have to be there.
So our relative Eagle fan over here, you gonna go off on another tangent on Nick Sirianni here, or you just gonna
I,
back everything up with what you said earlier?
I'm gonna wrap everything I said earlier, and then D-Lo definitely said how I felt. Like everybody sees it. Hopefully this time, when we get rid of a coach, he listens to the quarterback. Because we got, like I said earlier, we got Wentz. Doug got fired because of Wentz, but we traded Wentz next year because Wentz was not that guy, right? Now we get Hurts. Hurts was actually a better quarterback than Wentz. Doug got
Was
either
he?
way, huh? Wentz,
Was he?
Jalen Hurts is better than Wentz. Yeah, Superman, superhero, Superman hero football doesn't work every time, right? Only person I work for is Eli Manning. That's the only person that works for. Throw the ball up and hopefully somebody catch it. That only works for Eli Manning. I'm sorry.
Hall of Fame, Eli Manning. Just gonna.
That man threw the ball with his eyes closed. I'm still not letting that go. But either way, that's the only
It was a
person that works
slow
for.
shot, and he blinked. What do you want?
It's either way. That's the only person that works for at the end of the day. And Doug drafted Jalen Hurts for a reason, either screw the Eagles or be like, this is the guy that's going to help us. And look at Hurts now. Like, he's a better quarterback than every quarterback in the last few years with the Eagles, besides Nick Foles, because he won the Super Bowl. But either way,
It doesn't make it better. And a better run.
hey, that man went 5-0 and won Super Bowl MVP. That's all I'm saying. But either way, Nick Sirianni is a terrible head coach to me in my eyes. Maybe he can step down and be a coordinator, but you lost every coordinator that you had since you've been the head coach. And like I said before, Jalen Hurts is in a predicament like he was in college when he had a different coordinator every week, every season, and whatever else. So hopefully there's some better play calling this year, a little more stability to everything that's happening. But I think D's prediction on week 5 is a little crazy. I think they'll make him finish the season out, depending on how bad it gets. But if it's that bad, I mean, I'm looking at the schedule. If we talk about schedule right now, I think we're going 13-5 just because of the schedule looking like that. I agree with D. We go 500 in the first 4 games, and then we got a bye week. And then we play the Browns right afterwards. So that's a toss-up right there. Those games right there are definitely a toss-up, and see what happens.
All right. Well, for Sirianni, he's definitely out the door. He doesn't really have a leg to stand on. You've had all this talent, and you've been the most talented team probably in the NFL for the past 2-3 years. And you made it to Super Bowl. That's great and dandy, but you didn't win.
Spanked.
So you didn't win. So, and you didn't get spanked. You just lost. But this is what I would say about Jalen Hurts. He is only good as an underdog. And he's been like that his entire career. And that has been a pattern in his entire career. Anytime he's an underdog, that's when he performs well. When he's the favorite, that's when he drops off. When he was a true freshman at Alabama and he made it to the national championship, great. Now he's supposed to be the guy. He gets his spot taken by Tua. He has to go to Oklahoma. Nobody thinks he's going to do anything there. He makes it to the playoffs. He gets drafted in the second round. He's an underdog here. He ends up doing something really good, almost MVP level. Now everybody's putting him in the top tier of quarterbacks, and he drops down. So as you were saying, D, will the real Jalen Hurts please stand up? That's how he is. This entire thing, he has to be the underdog so that he could perform at the highest rate. But yet now since he's came in second in the MVP and he made it to the Super Bowl, you're going to be in that top tier quarterbacks, which they're just going to keep on saying. So
Well, by that logic, he'll have a good year this year because he's not being put into that same category that he was a couple of years ago. Like now, there's a lot more questions back on there again, so he's being somewhat doubted again. So by that logic, he should have a good year this year.
But is he, because he's still a favorite because they gave him that money? So
he's
Yeah,
a
but
favorite.
if you listen to conversations across the board, everyone is basically saying that was an aberration, or was it an aberration that year that they got to the Super Bowl, and he played lights out against Mahomes. And again, there's obviously nothing wrong with losing to Mahomes. Obviously, you want to beat him, but that's a little Jordan-esque right there. Like, it's nothing wrong with losing to Mahomes. Like, obviously, you want to win that game, but if you're gonna lose to somebody and it be okay, it's him. So it's kind of just like that year.
And that year was bittersweet because we lost to Andy Reid. I'm so happy for Andy. But that was hard being Andy Reid lover and then us playing them at the same time. But either way, Jalen Hurts this season, if you think about all the talks about quarterbacks, he hasn't been talked about that much. It's really been on Nick Sirianni. Like, everyone's been talking like it's Nick Sirianni, like in the coaching he's doing. So at the end of the day, it's no longer on the quarterback. It's on Nick. It's on the play calling, what he can do as leader and whatnot. Like, he's still up there as a top tier quarterback. I think he's like top 10. I think he's at number 8 compared to everybody in the league. In the league, yeah, in the league. But
I can find you 8 quarterbacks before I go to Hurts. I can find you 10 quarterbacks before I go to Hurts.
I was about to say,
name them. Right in the league right now. Name them.
Mahomes, okay. Burrow, Allen, Lamar.
Burrow's dropped down because he's
shut up, Wes. Stop. You're at 4. Keep going, Suttles. Stop. We're not stopping for nonsense.
You said Mahomes.
Aaron Rodgers.
Come on, bro.
Jordan Love.
CJ.
Jordan Love is. You said Jordan Love is better than Jalen Hurts.
You gonna say he's not?
Is he not?
He's not.
Ignore the nonsense. Keep going. Who do we miss?
I'm trying to go through the teams right now. So
can I go through rookie? Because I'll take Caleb.
What? Yo, I said in the league right now. You can't count him, bro.
Is he not in the league?
He is in
the league. You said last year. You said this year. He's in the league.
He didn't do nothing in NFL right now.
If I gave you the opportunity to have Caleb Love or Jalen Hurts this season, which one you want?
I'm taking Jalen Hurts, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh wait, I'll take Dak over Jalen Hurts.
Dak had a good season. I ain't gonna hold you. Dak is still Dak, bro. He can't win you a game.
He can't win what?
You can't win a game, bro.
I'm just talking about the season. I don't care. The regular season, he's a top 5 quarterback every single year. It's when the playoffs come. Now that's a totally different story. But I'll take Dak over. I'll take Dak over Hurts. And then who else? Who else is out there in the AFC?
And we leave out.
This is crazy, yo. Okay,
Herbert.
Based. No, okay. Hold on. All right, we okay. This is crazy. I don't agree with this list at all. This is from the NFL. All right. Number 1, Patrick Mahomes. Number 2, Lamar Jackson. Number 3, Josh Allen. We all knew that, right? Those 3 interchangeable. Whatever else, right? Number 4, CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud. I'll give him that one. He had a great year last year. Okay. 5, Joe Burrow. 6 is Dak Prescott. I said he had a good year last year. Cool. Leave it at that. This is when it gets tricky. Aaron Rodgers is at 7.
Yeah, I said Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
There isn't no world that anybody is taking Jalen Hurts over Aaron Rodgers at this point.
But this is
even at Aaron Rodgers' old man status.
I said Jalen Hurts should have been. I said Jalen Hurts in the top 10. It should have been 8, right? They put Jordan Love at 8, which pisses me off.
We literally just went through this whole thing.
I know. Justin Herbert's at 9. Mm-hmm. Jalen Hurts is at 10.
Still missing Jared Goff. Who else?
He's at 11.
Stafford.
Now he was injured though. That's why.
And Aaron Rodgers was injured. He missed the whole season. He probably won't even play this season either. 2 was at 12. Brock Purdy should be in the top 10. He's at 13, I think.
I forgot about Purdy.
Matthew Stafford's 14. Baker Mayfield's 15.
Yeah, but Purdy, I don't know that I'd take Purdy over Jalen just because I'd have to see Purdy without the weapons that he has. Is it you or is it the weapons? I do believe you got to see that.
Yeah, but even if you switch him and put him on the Eagles, he still got those same weapons.
Yeah.
So
no, I just mean Purdy. I mean Purdy's the player. Like I don't know if Purdy's better than Jalen. I don't know.
So what about this particular man? We talk about that. What about if we switch Brock Purdy and Baker Mayfield?
You said Brock Purdy and who?
Baker Mayfield. Switch the teams.
Take Brock Purdy.
I don't believe in Baker. Yeah, I don't believe in Baker.
I'll go.
I think there is something to be said about Purdy. Even though he's had all those weapons, we saw Jimmy Garoppolo with the same thing, right? And it didn't look the same way. So I do have to give some credence there to he is. It's even something to be said about not screwing it up. Like even when you have that opportunity, not screw it up, and then you look at all of his stats, his passer rating, like everything, he's doing the job. Like it's not like I'm not trying to take anything from him. It's just I don't know if I'm giving it to him over Jalen. Purdy.
Daniel Jones is rated 32 out of all quarterbacks.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
They got Bryce Young over him.
That's fine.
Well, they got everybody. You just said 32.
So you said he's 32.
Exactly.
Pretty much that's it.
But back to Purdy, just to like when I was actually like, because like you said, you've seen the stats and everything's up. But when you actually see the games, he doesn't make bad decisions. Like wherever the ball needs to go, he makes the on-point throws
But this year will tell you a lot because now he's trying to expand his capabilities. So this may show you where those decision making. How is it now? Because he's pretty much stayed on script the entire time through. Now he's off script. I don't put so much stock into preseason and practice. That to me is summer league type of stuff. Like it doesn't really matter that much. It does, but it doesn't.
Talk about
Purdy and just him trying to now step out of his shell and kind of expand his capabilities. And it didn't look so great, but I don't really put too much into that. But I just mean in terms of he makes all the right plays and the correct decisions. Yes, but he's also been staying on script the entire way through. So if he does continue to get off script this year, we'll get a chance to see what does that look like sink or swim.
All right. So now got to the point. Season predictions. What do you think they are going to be? Start off with D. What do you think the Giants' record is going to be?
I'm gonna go 6-11.
6-11. All right. And
obviously we don't make the playoffs.
Huh?
I said obviously we don't make the playoffs.
Yeah. And we've already got your little take because you said 13-5.
Listen, y'all judged me last year and the year before that for the record, and so far I've been right. Right. This year, like I said, it's a toss up. John knows. John knows.
I don't remember that.
John knows.
I don't remember that.
But I think 13-5. Our first 5 games are toss-ups. Like I said, Green Bay, Falcons, Saints, Buccaneers, bye week, and then we got the Browns. Then we get to the Giants, Bengals, Jaguars. Then we get to Cowboys, Washington, Rams, Baltimore. Like I think with certain games we should scrape by, not like blow them out. Depending how new team, new chemistry going on. But 13-5 is, I think, a good prediction. I think we're going to win the division. If not, I told John earlier I wouldn't be surprised if Washington won because they got a good sneaky good team over there. If you look at the roster, if you look at the roster for Washington, they made some great moves for themselves, for the organization and the team.
Thing on?
Huh? It's on.
Trying to see if this thing on.
Hey, I might be wrong, but hey, if you look at the moves they made, they made some. Okay, hey, We're
So which
discussing.
is hold up? Which is a crazier? Which one is crazier? The Potato Skins winning the division, or Sirianni being fired before week 5?
Mm.
Which one is more no way, no
The
how, or off the wall?
potato skins winning the division is crazy. Because I do
Is it
agree with the
crazier?
Sirianni thing. It's crazier. They both crazy, but it's like if you had to say if you told somebody to jump off a bridge, the Washington is going to be the first one.
Which one's crazier,
But
Subtle?
Which one's more crazier? I would say the
Yeah,
Sirianni. I'll say the Sirianni because you're saying it by week 5.
Sirianni is crazier than him than the Potato Skins winning the division.
Fired by week 5. That is crazier than
you tell me he's gonna get fired on his day
if
off.
you're just
That's
if you're
crazy.
just saying fired. If you're just saying
That's not good.
fired, are you saying fired or fired by week 5?
He's fired by week 5.
Yeah, no, it's the Sirianni. By week 5, like everything has to go completely down. Yeah, completely
Okay,
bad.
but that's
We
entirely possible because you
we gotta
follow the
go 0
money.
4.
You don't have to go
0-4.
0-4. You do not have to go 0-4. You can go 2-2 and still have this happen. But what you're saying is, again, you have to pick the lesser of two evils. And you're saying the Potato Skins have an opportunity to pull that off and win the division, which means what the hell happened to the Cowgirls and what happened to y'all for that to go on. So to me, the
Nick Sirianni
field
happened. That's what
has
happened.
to
Nick
go
Sirianni
nuts.
happened.
And the
Well,
Cowgirls, what happened there? Because they
well,
play well throughout the course of the season. It's the playoffs that the Cowgirls
this
can't do.
is
So why can't they win the division?
for them to win the Cowboys would have to implode, which I think that they're actually going to do this season. Sirianni would have to get fired. Sirianni would have to get fired week 5 so that the Eagles can go down and the Giants would just have to be in purgatory. And then that's how Washington will win. It's so many things that would have to go right.
You see how ridiculous you see how ridiculous that is?
It sounds ridiculous, but it makes sense.
Because it's too many things, it's too many factors that would have to happen. Whereas all you have to have happen with Sirianni is he just has to have a bad vibes. It's the vibes. It doesn't even have to be wins and losses. It's looking at the outlook of the season. That's all you have to look at.
It's still two evils. Like those two things are so outlandish.
Both again, that's the whole point. Both of them are ridiculous. But of the two,
So I will say this. All right.
That makes so much sense to me.
So,
I don't know why.
For my predictions for the Giants, all right. So when we spoke, right, me and D spoke on my birthday, said they was a 6-win team. If this makes any sense, if it don't make sense, then just let me know. I don't believe that they are a playoff team, but I believe because of how weak the schedule is, they end up getting more wins than they're supposed to.
I just was waiting for a number because I feel like you're going to say something that's
9.
Who?
9.
9. Yeah, I got Minnesota, Washington, Browns, Cowboys.
Let me break this. So let me break it down like this. and now he's trying to get back in. Wait. So let me break this down because I'm doing it by divisions. I'm not doing it by like the game or whatever the case may be. Okay. So this year we play the NFC South and we play the AFC North, and we got just 3 other games. Okay. So just bear with me. Just bear with me. That's all. That's all I'm asking. I'm saying in the division, we go 3-3. We're going to split with the Eagles, as we do every year. We're going to sweep the skins, the potato skins. We're gonna get our doors blown off of the Cowboys. Is this not realistic? Is this not real?
No.
That's literally what happened last year. Wait. Before y'all even go into it, that's literally what happened last year. We went 3-3.
We also had Saquon last year.
For what games?
You said for the split?
For the split, yeah. The split against the Eagles that happens every single year. The only time that they swept us was the year that they went to the Super Bowl. Other than that, we always split. We always play each other tough. Don't matter who's bad, who's good, regardless. We always split with the Eagles. Washington, we've had their numbers, and we can't beat the Cowboys to save our life. These are all realistic scenarios. Now, for the AFC North, we go 1-3. So that's the Browns, Bengals, Steelers, and Ravens. We go 1-3. We only win one out of those 4 games. Don't know who it's going to be. Is it going to be Pittsburgh? Is it going to be the Ravens? Because we beat the Ravens. Are we going to play? We've beat the Ravens the last 2 times, Wes. Literally, the last 2 times.
Not this year.
We beat them. We literally beat them the last 2 times we played them.
I'll give you Pittsburgh.
Oh, this is why I'm saying I'm doing it by division. I don't know who. I don't know if when we play the Bengals, is Joe Burrow even going to be there? Does Jamar Chase have a contract? I don't know. This is why I'm just doing it by the divisions. That's all. Now, in the South, we go 3-1. Because that's been the worst. That was literally the worst division in the league last year. So we're talking about the Panthers, we're talking about the Saints, the Bucks, and the Falcons. If I don't trust Daniel Jones, I only trust him in one situation. In a dome. That's it. Atlanta, play him in a dome. Panthers, what are the Panthers going to be? And then the Bucks and Saints.
They're not beating Atlanta, and they're not beating the Bucks.
Y'all don't play Atlanta. Y'all don't play Atlanta this year.
Yeah, we do.
I'm looking at your schedule right now. Oh, I see. Never mind. I'll overthrow it.
And then the 3 games that are just off is the Vikings, the Seahawks, the Colts. I think we go 2-1. I believe we could beat the Vikings week 1. I don't think we beat the Seahawks. I wouldn't pick us against the Colts. The only thing is we play the Colts in New York in January. That's a schedule loss for them. That's not even like that's a us. That's literally a schedule loss. An indoor team playing outdoors in January in New York. That's why I said I don't think that they are a 9-win team at all. I think that they're more like a 7-win team, 6 or 7-win team. But because
and yet you gave them 3 extra wins.
No, 7-win team.
Gave them
off of a situation that you're
you
playing.
said a 6 or 7-win team. You gave them 9 wins. They are
7.
not winning 9 games.
Okay.
Right. I said you said they give them 9 wins. They are not winning 9 games. Now I'll take that bet to all the way to the bank. 9 wins.
That works.
Just because you said that they're gonna win 5, because the universe thinks it's funny. However, 9, bruh.
Okay.
Stop making West look good, dog. Now West will come back. Yeah, I told you 13-5, man. I told you, man.
The Eagles, I got them at 10-7.
11-6.
Yeah,
I think I looked at it earlier. 11-6.
And then yeah, because I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, it got you at 10-7. At some point, like we said, it's not. I don't think it's gonna be week 5, but at some point, it's gonna hinder y'all in the middle of the season. And it's
But you get rid of him before that happens. That's how you get to your 11 mark. You have to get rid of it early. Can't wait too long.
I don't even get y'all winning 6 games. Looking at the schedule, I don't even give y'all 6 games.
That's what I said. 6.
Okay.
And it's not gonna be back-to-back wins either. Like you're gonna win 1 and lose like the next 4, and then win 1 and lose the next 3 after that. Like,
well, but you think that Washington is actually gonna win, so I think that's a hinder right there because the first 2 games, I would expect them to win and then lose 4, or lose 4 or 5 in a row.
I gave y'all the Viking games because they got quarterback issues right now.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah. I think Washington beat y'all. Y'all losing to the Browns. Y'all losing to the Cowboys. Y'all losing to the Seahawks. Y'all losing to the Bengals. Y'all losing to us. You're gonna beat Pitt. You're probably gonna beat Washington by week 6. I'll give you that win. I don't know. Y'all played the Panthers in Germany. I think y'all lose that one. Y'all losing the Buccaneers.
Nah.
Y'all losing to
15 last year, and they're better.
Either way, you're losing to the Buccaneers. You're losing to Dallas again. You're losing to the Saints. You're losing to to Baltimore Ravens this year. You're losing the Falcons. You might beat the Colts, and you're definitely losing us in the last game of the season. So
By the time we play the Saints, Spencer
You're not
Rattler.
losing to Philly twice.
Yeah, we're not.
You
Yeah,
got to
no.
put a win in. You got to put a win in there. You have to put in those sleeper games where it's just like there's no reason you should have lost that game. Meaning on your end, you're going to lose games that you shouldn't have lost.
Then it's gonna be the
This
last game because
is why I just
by
did it
then,
by
hopefully our
division
season should be done.
opposed to just like anything, because the one game that you might end up losing would be probably against the Panthers. But if you take everybody else out, then it'd probably be a game that you wasn't supposed to win. So that's the only reason why I did it like the division like that. But yeah, but Wes, I don't think the Panthers. Damn sure don't think that we're gonna lose to them.
No, you should beat the Panthers.
Like I said, with the Saints, by the time we even play them, they'll probably have a rookie quarterback in Spencer Rattler, because Derek Carr is they are not feeling Derek Carr at all down there. The Bucks,
That's good reason.
the Bucks, that's Mayfield. He's up and down. You don't know what you're gonna get. Last year they only won 8 games to get into the playoffs. That's why I'm saying this was a terrible division last year. Literally got into the playoffs and then smacked the Eagles with only 8 wins. Just smacked them. Like, just took them right on out the playoffs.
Sirianni is trash.
And then when you go into the North, as I said, I don't know if when we play them, are they going to have Joe Burrow? The Ravens, they've always played good against the Ravens for some odd reason. The Steelers aren't. The Steelers' defense is great, but the offense don't know what's going to happen with Justin Fields or Russell Wilson. And I don't think that we're going to beat the Browns at all. I think we're going to get smacked. That's what I think we're going to do. And like I said, with the Vikings, Colts, and Seahawks, playing the Colts in January, and playing the Vikings game 1, then you're playing the Seahawks week 5, but they also got a new coach. So, like I said, I don't think this team is a playoff team at all, but these situations may just pan out. And if they don't, they don't. Then
If they don't, then you just be wrong. 9-8. 9-8. Book it. Daniel Jones. 9-8.
But I actually don't want that, because then if we go 9-8 and make the playoffs, then guess who's coming back next year?
Exactly. Which is why, again, I know you're a DJ fan. However, stop putting that on the rest of us. Stop trying to put that on the rest of us. Just because that's been your dimes since year 1. I give him a 3-year leash, and then after the 3 years, he becomes my guy. I got his arm. I got it tattooed on my arm right here. DJ Dimes. Yeah, I got it.
All right. So I do also want to throw. So what is your bold prediction, Wes? Because D got that Sirianni is going to be gone by week 5. I got that Saquon Barkley is not going to do better than Sanders. So what is your bold prediction?
So wait, that wasn't your prediction, the potato skins?
Oh yeah, I did. I think he was just saying that more so.
Or were you just saying that?
Yeah, I think he was just saying that.
Yeah, I was just saying that based off the roster.
Put him on the clock.
Lamar Jackson finally beats Mahomes.
That's not that bold of a prediction.
Yeah, that's not bold, because that's
not
actually
bold.
That's
actually probably that's within the realm of possibility. That's not that bold.
Okay, well, Lamar beats Mahomes and wins the Super Bowl this year.
Okay, all right.
Nah, go out there on a limb. Caleb Williams beats Mahomes in the Super Bowl. That's crazy. Go there. You want to go somewhere? Go there.
If that all you gotta do is retire. After that, just retire.
That's it. 1 and I'm out. I'm good. I got everything I needed. I'm the greatest quarterback in Bears history, and I beat the GOAT. I'm done. What else I got to do? I'm good. Pay me. I'm out.
Here's a crazy prediction, right? Which is never going to happen. The Cowboys make it to the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah, that is a bold prediction.
That is a bold prediction. That's a bold prediction, believe it or not. Which is wild.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, we about to hit this hour and a half mark, man. But I want to thank y'all for the kickoff show again. And so this season, definitely gonna try and do it. I guess probably around like mid-season.
Let's do week 5 and see what Sirianni's still around.
If Sirianni gets fired, if he gets fired before week 5,
we're
doing a
on it.
Yeah, we're doing a live. Like, we're just gonna
in Philly.
Hey yo, gotta give me flowers on that.
Oh yeah, we're going to Xfinity Live as soon as it happens. Xfinity Live in Philly. We meeting up. We talking about
in
it.
Philly.
We at the Lincoln Financial Stadium
for sure.
Yeah, but man, I want to thank y'all again, man, and that's been the live stream. To everybody out there, we out. Thanks a lot, guys.
Peace out.
Peace
One
out.
love, brothers.
Safety.
One love, brothers. Be safe.
Love.